Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner Albert Kim. And Albert, even Cranky Bo didn't have much to say. Bo likes to find something wrong regardless. And I guess 45-10 you can find a little bit, but it was pretty hard. But we're going to shift the script on Saturday.
Yeah, when we talk about YSU Penguin football, we've been harsh on them about their penalties. And this week, lo and behold, one penalty. I think that's probably why he was happy. Finally, some of the discipline he's been trying to preach paid off, and Robert Morris took the licking. As always, YSU ran him down the field on him. A local kid, Joe Alessi, ran for 146 yards and a TD. For you local people, I know you watched the play at South Range and on Chapman from Farrell. They have some local kids that are really doing the job in the backfield. 4-0, first time since 2012. What a start for the Penguins. As George alluded, this week they start conference play. And George, we saw Northern Iowa.
That's all you have to know is the Iowa State score, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, let's talk about this whole thing, this 4-0. Good way to start. Looks good on paper. Helps you down the road. Say you finish 9-3. A lot of people don't look. Who are those? Oh, okay, whatever. But the bottom line is they're going to improve. They'll have to. But this Northern Iowa, not only is the team good, the place is tough.
Yeah, when you go to that dome, it's a tough place to win. YSU has the team to do it. But they have to hope that Sanford and Duquesne got them ready. They have to hope that Sanford and Duquesne have great seasons. Duquesne was a playoff team last year. You never know who's going to be good and who's not. I know Robert Morris is not a good football team.
You know what else, too? Just the average Joe. Like if you grabbed the average Joe on the street and you said, come here a minute, sir. Who would win in a football game? YSU or Duquesne?
Right.
You would get 99 out. Like I don't even, this is how, and we've been on the air 27 years. I don't even look at them in the same plane.
I don't either.
Like when I hear Youngstown, I think national. Mm-hmm. When I hear Duquesne, I think fledgling playing St. Francis. Pretty good, but not nearly in Youngstown's
I'm in the
class.
same boat. I remember when Penguin Pete called us and said that Duquesne got 16 Division I transfers in. That caught my eye, and YSU went out and whooped them. I think this is a really good YSU team. I think they're good defensively, offensively. I think they're good special teams for the first time in a long time.
Okay.
I'm hoping Mays can make some plays. You know, you still need a quarterback to make plays. I'm not sure if he can do that, but. As I said, they're better on special teams. JFK graduate Jake Coates broke a 36-year record, 133 yards in punt returns, breaking the record of Robert Thompson in 1982. Special teams is going to play a major part if YSU is going to win in this unbelievable. It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
North Dakota State, South Dakota State, Northern Iowa. You're talking three
national
powerhouses.
Yeah,
powerhouses.
And then the North Dakota State, what he gives to Kansas State, and he has them.
Playing well.
4-1.
Yes,
Let's talk about this league as like every year it's like this. One of the other three may change, but they're always formidable. Having certain ones at home helps this and that. Like going in there Saturday, I think YSU has the prescription because if they run the ball and start punching them in the mouth, it'll shut the fans up in a hurry.
That is what YSU's been famous for. And in the past couple of years, they have not been able to do that on the road. I don't know why. George and I have talked about this many times, how the road and how home has such a major difference. But in college football, it does. Not too many people can go into Northern Iowa and win. I know Penguins have struggled there. It's a place that even the big-time players, teams, Iowa State, they struggle.
Well, let's talk about the big boys. Alabama, Clemson, you saw the other day.
At North Carolina, right.
They're only about Ohio State. There are only about 5 teams that can go on the road and win with the big boys.
Yeah, and George will say, that if that game was at home, I'd have them. But on the road, I don't like taking them on the road. And it's a fact that YSU, if they get this win, they will move up into the top 10 immediately. Because that's how good Northern Iowa is. Let's hope that the Penguins have one penalty, run the ball down their throat, and we're next week we're celebrating a opening to the conference with a win.
It's never too soon to get a foot up on getting in that tourney.
Yes.
Once
you get in.
You don't, yeah. But that's the thing.
You know
old basketball, I used to tell you, I said, once you're in, you can beat anybody. You had that league with Beaver Falls and now
we
equipping them.
We knew.
If you got in, Somebody looked and said,
The same thing in your league. If you came in second or third,
Yeah.
and some first place team sucked,
no.
oh,
no.
I got Butler.
This
Oh,
isn't good. No,
I got
I
Shaler.
agree.
You know,
Yeah.
that's what happens. That's what happens if you get in that playoff and you draw somebody. Stephen F. Austin is tremendous, or you draw another division, one AA powerhouse. You've already seen North Dakota State, South Dakota State, Northern Iowa.
Nothing's going to
Not phase you at all.
Nothing's going to phase
No.
you. That's a good way of saying it. And because of that, I like their chances. And you said best, the prescription for winning. They're going to just get that ball. And there's nothing more demoralizing. 4, 5, 6.
It's the best way to
3,
win a football
8,
game.
7. And the next thing you know, like I heard a guy talking the other day, it was Schlereth. He was saying, you want to think you're in for a long day. He said, be out in that field when that team's just handing it off. Play after play. And right now, there's nothing we can do.
George has asked this question, I'm telling you, in the last 3 years, probably 25 times. And he's made it into a statement more than a question. He'll say, how come these spread teams are so... Well, there's a reason. When your defense sits down on a bench and they get a drink and you hear punt...
The other day, I heard, I was listening.
That's why it's fun to play with Army. Your defense gets a rest. Why is it fun to play with YSU?
Yeah, the other day, I was watching the game, and the guy said that was 37 seconds.
That's what I'm saying.
I said, I'd want to kill the guy.
Yeah, it's not that the defense aren't any good, but it's just impossible when you're out there every 30 seconds to try to stop somebody who's powerful offensively. So that's what the spread teams do, and it really bothers us. We're getting a little note here, but Washington State coach has made fun of Coach Leach made fun of his players, and George made a good point.
Yeah.
You win if they had 42-17. All he had to do, George, what do you have to do?
Take the clock down.
Huddle up.
He's snapping the ball with 15 on the play clock.
And throwing
if you
it
do
every
that
down.
22 times, that's 8 minutes.
And he's calling out his players.
He's calling fat nose pickers
Yes.
and Fortnite players.
All you have to do
Meantime,
is...
this guy lets him practice in combat boots anyway.
Yeah, he does.
Whose fault is it?
That's what he does. That's what this is way. But coaches, are you listening out there? Fans, are you listening? If you're a fast-paced, and most teams are, 90% of the teams playing day play spread, play fast. You need to practice and practice. Guys, we got a 20-point lead going into midway through the third quarter. We're going to walk up to the line, and we're going to get the
Pretend like
signal.
we're getting the signals
but
or-
we're not snapping that ball.
Whatever, we're snapping it under phone.
Yes, and you win the
I've
game.
seen the Graham guy at Pitt lose ball.
That's why he
games.
lost his job
I've seen Leach at Texas Tech
when he was there.
not be able to run the clock. Well, first of all, they can't get
They don't get under center
underneath.
anymore. No, they don't get under center anymore.
So now they're 8 yards back. Do that 3 times.
I know.
And show me where, that dope at Florida Atlantic almost went
Kiffin.
through the screen. That
Kiffin.
day. Yeah. Given the point.
couldn't do it either.
He was on the 40. So next play he's on the 30.
Next
I'm
play.
like, well, he's not.
Keeps
Next
going
play he's on the
backwards.
20. Next play he's on the 10. Now I'm ready. At this point,
see what's
I'm
coming.
ready for a new TV. The dude's going to run backwards. He's
know
taking
it.
safety.
Yes.
And the game wasn't even over. They still had the punt.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'd have fired him on
Well,
this
that's today's
spot.
world. Today's world we're living in.
But you have to have someone that can get the snap so you can run the clock. It's a kneel down.
I know it's comical, and we're laughing, but the teams that win can do all these things. They're simple things. Take quarterback, look at the clock, knowing there's 2 minutes to say, I don't want it to play another play, so let's run the quarterback to the sideline and then fall down. Instead, run out 13 seconds instead of 2.
Yeah, run sideways with both hands and have
Fall down.
a protector.
Yes.
Then he just slides to the turf. Then they mark the ball and you do it 3
Yeah,
times.
the game's over.
And you'll see how many games won in the last 10, 11, 8,
I know.
12 seconds.
They
Should
do.
never be 12 seconds.
truth.
But they don't
Happens all the
practice.
time.
They don't think. They do dumb stuff. It's like the teams that are down 1. You have one chance,
Yes.
and that's to let them score and hope you can get the ball back and make it 2. Other than that, if they're kneeling down, the game.
I agree.
That's another reason I would kneel down, so they couldn't let. Now,
Right,
is your
let you
guy
go.
smart enough to slide down?
Right, yes.
Now, not like Todd Gurley last year with 3 minutes left.
Right.
He's just a spread beater. That's all he is. There's a difference. But a strategic place in the game, when you're down 1 and you're out of timeouts,
Yeah.
you have one chance. And now, it's slim.
I know, but you give yourself a chance.
But the other way is it melts.
It happened yesterday in a game I was following. It was 28-27, and I'm thinking, 28-20. And I said, it was 28-27. They need to let them score so they can get the ball back.
It was the only chance they had.
Instead, they didn't.
And not only that, they run it, which makes it easier. I would kneel down so it can happen.
Right.
But as you say, these are little things that all should be discussed and practiced. And it's like down there when they just slug that 2-point play into the line down one. Now I got to say, the guys our age, my age, a little older than you,
Yes.
at North Carolina.
Mac.
Okay. Have something, Mac.
Yes.
Don't just run the option to the short side with that stinking Clemson defense. They had every guy.
Yeah, because they're fast.
There
They're
was
gonna run
no.
you down.
Now you want to break something the other way, or run the tight end across, or
Right.
flip it, or do.
Might not work, but
Might
I sure
not.
would give my kids a chance.
But you can't plow into that line.
you can't.
Not with that Clemson
No,
defense.
not a chance.
All right, talk about these Poland runners.
Well, we got cross country going on now, and Poland goes out and once again sweeps the Northeast 8 meet. Logan Clement and Hallie Sebas won the individual boys and girls cross country. Ran at Liberty Park. Congratulations to Poland. We seem to mention them a lot, George. But there are some teams we want to recognize also for their teams being ranked. Cressy's ranked in division number 7, Division 3. In Division 2, Campfield is in the top 20. In Division 4, Badger and Heartland Christian and Wellsville also in the top 20. Congratulations to those teams.
Yeah, congratulations to all you guys, these runners. We salute you now and again in the fall because it takes a special guy and gal to get up in the morning, way before school, or then after school, run again. And generally, you know, you have the studies and this and that. And these kids are generally highly disciplined. Yes. And in my mind, it's a recipe for success when they're older.
Great line, George. Did you hear that, guys? A recipe for success, working out twice a day, getting your studying done and going to bed. And then when you're 23 and 24 and you have a good job and you want to go to New York City and celebrate, go for it. But right now, use the recipe George just talked about.
Yeah, get the work done. Put the work in.
Yes.
Do the dirt, the grunt stuff, because that's what's going to happen. You're not going to love every boss, just as they don't like every coach. You know, I hear the coach the other day. Someone told me something, and I said, you know, and I mean this. I'm trying to think of a scenario where a coach would make a player play badly. In other words, even if you didn't like him and you didn't like your
wanted
position.
to lose. We talked about that.
Yeah.
So, you know, he didn't play his best team.
Really?
I see. Mm-hmm. The coach.
Because he's getting fired next week. But if your junior was in there, junior would have had 5 touchdowns.
That's what they think.
No, it's
I talked to
hard.
a coach today. Just today, George. And they're undefeated, by the way, the coach I talked to. 2 players left. Two really good backups. Because they weren't playing enough. It's just
They were
crazy.
playing the team's undefeated.
Yes.
Well, last year over at Sharon there, state quarterfinals, not game 2, state quarterfinals. Came in and said he didn't want to be part of the whatever show, like whatever the stars.
Yeah, he's
name.
giving the other player because he was envious of that player. Oh, Jesus!
You need help. And they're always getting after these millennials, and I'm sure they aren't all like that.
But I get on them too, though.
But you have every reason.
Because all I know is, I just know watching coaching for 30 some years and playing for 10 before that. It's an epidemic now.
Yeah.
Let's not compete.
No, this transfer portal in
Let's
college
not compete.
football.
Yes.
I mean, they have a guy. The one guy said he monitors every hour.
It's a job. It's a
If
full-time job.
if you don't start, you quit.
It's a full-time job.
How about these guys at Houston? 4 games in, or
I know.
Did you see they murdered somebody?
I know that was a great win. I got to give him credit. I proved that the quarterback. Hey, wait a minute.
Maybe it's not that good.
That's right.
Hey, let's talk NFL because there's only one place to start. Hometown boys, the Browns.
That was the biggest win they've had in a long time.
They stood tall on Sunday. They went into Baltimore and took names in the second half. First half, the game was close, going back and forth, but they put up huge numbers. Now, here's the thing we're going to watch. We're going to watch Beckham. So he only had 2 catches. Now, normally, you know, old school, out of team one, that's all I care about, rah, rah, rah. That isn't his M.O.
I'm going to think he's going to be okay. And you said a big word.
Because they won?
Yes.
Okay.
If they lost that game and he had 2 catches, he'd have been erupting on the sideline. But winning takes care of so many problems.
Let's talk a little bit
It's
about
just the way it is.
Let's
I mean,
talk
it's just the
about
way it
that
is.
team. Landry's a baller.
Another great player.
But, I mean, down in Miami, he had the reputation to catch him 4-yard passes. Maybe it's the system or something.
I just think it's her personnel.
Yeah,
You know,
all
it's-
together.
Yeah, when
In
you have,
other words, someone's watching Beckham.
yeah, two guys aren't on Landry anymore.
Okay.
In Miami, two
All right,
were on him.
that's what I want to
Yeah,
talk
that's
about.
a good point.
Now,
Yeah, that's a great point.
Okay, here's the other thing. Chubb. Wait a minute. I knew he was good. Albert, he breaks through. And
Nobody's catching him.
Well, I didn't know that.
Right.
There were about 3 guys that had what I thought were angles. 85 yards later, I got to think Freddie the Kitchen is kicking himself in the rear for not running once against the Rams after seeing that. You think maybe he thought to run the ball a little more? Or
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. I just know on that run,
Oh.
his speed showed up. I mean, his speed showed up.
Did you know he was that?
I saw him at Georgia.
Oh, no, I know he was good at
I know how
Georgia.
great he had to be because there was Gurley
guy.
and Michelle,
Yeah,
McCown, whatever you
he-
say,
he ran.
New England, and he was right there. That's how good Swift is. I'm waiting till Swifty gets in the pros.
Swifty's our guy. Swifty's our favorite
Jeez.
guy for
Georgia,
Georgia.
people don't know about him. He's the best of the 4. Wait till Swift gets in the pros.
Yeah, he will. Now, let's talk about Baltimore a little bit. Just, there's always something about them that shows up twice in my mind. Once, they're not afraid of Pittsburgh. Not that they'll beat Pittsburgh all the time. Pittsburgh is pretty even, but and yet they'll go into New England and won't crap their pants.
Well, they're not afraid there either.
What is that?
Well, they were once great defensively, though.
Okay.
And that's going to be fine. We'll find out if this is a blurb or people have figured out what
Yeah,
to do
they get
against
slashed. They get slashed.
them. Yeah, offensively. Yeah, usually that doesn't happen to them.
No.
Defense. Usually they're so strong defensively.
I heard they're in for this corner from Jacksonville.
Rams.
They want to. I'll tell you what. I watched Jacksonville play. I have to tell you, Bouwar, whoever the other guy
Like
is,
him, huh?
he's the dude. They're worried. I don't think they're as worried. This guy's leaving. That guy shuts you down. How about them going into Denver?
Denver's 0-4 though. And in the old days, I would have thought, man, this is a great win.
But didn't you think they had it up 20-6?
Oh yeah. Once the game was starting, but before the game, the line was 2.
Yeah, it was
it
2.
wasn't.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
in
that
the old
was-
days. In the old days, when you go to Denver, it would be an 8-point
We'd have been all
spot,
over
and they would have
that.
won by 30.
Hey,
This Denver team is wickedly bad.
Well, let's look at another team in the league. They play tonight.
They're another team that's bad.
And I'm going to tell you.
I say it all along.
This team comes out at 4.5. This Pittsburgh game. No, the Sharps. This guy in the Twitter today. He's biggest loser I've ever been around, and he got. I baited him, and he took the bite. I wrote down. The Sharps are all over the Bengals. It went from 4.5 to 3.5. He goes, Sharps don't always win.
Yes.
I said, yeah, with a guy like you that tease through 0, they do, because he's one of these 10.3 team guys. I mean,
get it.
he just loses.
Well, what everybody thinks, the name Baltimore, the name Pittsburgh,
Automatic
that's an automatic.
It's automatic.
It's not the same
Did you
team.
know that? It was automatic tonight.
Yeah, it's not the same team.
Hey,
at all.
Al, how about this? This is how delusional. Steeler fans, they and the Michigan fans have to be for what they have. Now, if
Right.
I'm Ohio State, I'm delusional too.
Right.
Because they're pretty good.
Right.
But Steeler, here's how they think. They're 0-3. And they're saying, they're going to beat, they just think they're going to beat the Bengals,
Right.
which I don't.
Nobody can.
They could, but anyhow, here's the way they think. Well, after we beat the Bengals, we win next week, we're in first place. They think like that.
Yeah, and they've been spoiled for so long.
Yeah, they would. Yeah,
Yeah,
they wouldn't have been 0-3.
That's the way they think. They honestly think you cannot lose 2.5 Hall of Famers. 2.5. You lose Roethlisberger, Brown,
I'll give you 3.
and Bell.
Oh, I'll give you 3.
Bell wasn't the only one that was short.
Oh, no.
No, you don't. Okay,
No.
three.
I mean, they're going to kill him in New York. I mean,
Three-
he's going to need that Aflac duck. You ever see that Aflac duck? He's going to have to pay his
But 3
bills.
playmakers to the nth degree.
Oh.
In the NFL, not just
no.
to the nth degree, and be the same team.
No.
Because their defense has only been average for the last 7
No.
years. So their offense is carrying.
And another thing, too. You get a stud like this kid from Michigan, and you're saying, we're not going to play him all the time because, well, simplify it then. If he's a stud and can run and can cover, they haven't been the same since Shazier got hurt.
I'll tell you what happened though. If you're, I'm a nut to follow Steve. That's why I watch him on Monday. He can't cover passes.
No, he's done.
So you understand?
Well, in that league, you're
so
done.
what do you do? Because it's a whole passing league.
No one's running.
See, at Michigan, all he did was blitz, make plays, and that's all you want to do with him. But he's not. Their middle linebacker's not a blitz. They have 2 outside linebackers, and he struggles covering
They
passes.
bring the outside. Okay.
Yeah, they do.
I'm
I don't know what to do with them because they're deep. They're just not any good. I'm telling you right now.
Are you expecting trouble from Cincinnati?
I expect trouble with anybody when they play.
Are you really?
Yes.
Cincinnati. I try to take the season apart, and I look and I say, New England, forget opening game. They're getting their rings. It wouldn't have
Yes.
mattered. Next game, Seattle at home. I'm watching Seattle. They're okay. Now, had it been at Seattle,
Yes, you understand.
I'd have made an excuse. And they get the Rams Thursday night. Rams better play.
Yeah.
But then Frisco wraps 3 turnovers in a bag.
Yeah,
and says,
and
here,
you couldn't
take
win.
this bag.
Yeah, and you couldn't win. I mean,
No.
you get 5 turnovers, they have to win. What did you say the record was?
47-1.
Yeah.
And then this is funny. We always talk about this too in baseball. When you leave a bunch of guys on in the early innings, you get them beat.
Yes.
Well, that's what. When they had 3 turnovers, they had 6 points. I called my buddy T. I said, Johnny, you're in trouble today.
Yes.
He's cussing them out anyway. But let's talk about the rest of the game. I have to tell you, I am more impressed with New Orleans on defense. I mean, I know they have a good offense, and I know when Drew Brees comes back,
yes,
they're going to be hopping and bopping. But I didn't know they could hold somebody like that. That was a defensive masterpiece.
Yeah, they played outstanding. They did. They stopped the run. And once you stop Dallas's run,
Good play, Al.
they're not as good.
He's no $30 million quarterback.
No.
He's going to get it.
He's
but
nice. I like him. I mean, but $30 million, no. And
No, he's the next guy off the merry-go-round.
yeah, and Gallup was missing. You're missing your second receiver. All of a sudden,
right.
those injuries happen, and all of a sudden, I used to throw the ball to him. Now he's not out there.
Good point.
So they put their lockdown guy on Cooper, and he's the Ohio State guy, by the way, again.
Yeah,
And
by God, he
they have
locked
so
him
many
down.
around there, and then they stopped the run. They said, okay, who else you going to throw the ball to?
Witten fumble once, missed the
Mm-hmm.
ball. KC holds off to you. I was giving it. You know who's, I think, better than people realize? The dude with a pencil in his ear.
We're going to find out. He was lousy last year, and he started off the year really good this year. It's a long time. I don't want to. I told you.
I mean, Kansas
I go
City
5 years.
had to. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with winning late.
No, but I like Detroit in that game. I mean, it isn't like Detroit's not any good.
Too many points.
You know,
I
but
agree.
Kansas City is an offensive juggernaut. You can't play them under. I tell you, I don't care what people think.
Even at halftime, it looked like I said, I'm looking, and I'm like, well, I'm not writing that one off.
Never.
Hey, let me ask you about a team. I'm going to ask you. The Giants, 2 in a row, the young kid from Duke. Boy, if he was I got you guy, he could really do it. Because I'll tell you what, the people, they went out of their way to jump on his back getting picked.
Yeah, they did.
And God bless him. He never said a word, kept his mouth shut.
Right.
And Bill said he's a tough guy.
Yeah, he knows a dookie. He knows a dookie. I don't. I'm trying to think, George. You're going to help me on this one. Who did they beat the week before?
Tampa. Who's playing
Yeah,
great.
so that was a good comeback win.
But that guy nubbed a field goal from a 17.
Yeah, they could have lost very easily.
But still,
because
this kid.
Yeah, no, he's played better.
And you know Cutcliffe, he's trained.
Yeah, he's played better. He's because he can move. And in today's world, you almost have to be
Okay.
those beasts that are coming off the edge, they're so big and fast. You have to be able to move.
How about Menu Madness or whatever it's called? The guy at Jacksonville
Yes.
with the porn
He's
stash.
played good.
Hey, I saw him. He went to a ball game last week. He was off. Now he goes to his. Now you know the guy's making pretty good money.
Right.
He goes to this ball game, Albert. He has a pair of cut-off jeans that he cut off himself. They were frayed on the bottom. You know how me and you would get
Right,
to see them?
yes.
He doesn't care.
No, so he just wanted to be happy with his life.
And I got a feeling he can play a little
Yeah,
bit.
well, he has proved
danced
it.
up into that pocket yesterday.
has proved it.
Because you know one thing Denver will do is come get you.
He has proved it. He has proved it.
It's too early to get too excited.
But he's better with the head. He's better than Bortles. Don't you think he's better than Bortles?
Albert, we could get a guy down here, Jimmy John's better than Bortles. Hey, the Rams are beating at home. Now there, once again, got lucky couple. They should have at least had a tie with the Browns. The Browns just gave it to them. At home, they got spanked 21-0.
It's the NFL. Not for long, buddy.
Boy,
There was some McVay's, the genius of all geniuses. You better keep coaching because I'm telling you.
Yeah, genius.
Yeah.
And Gurley, you could tell he's not the
Yes.
same.
28 yards. I mean, it's-
Now he's complaining about if he play again Thursday. He said, write him on. He said the games are ridiculous.
how about that?
Yeah, he can't. I got to say this. I've never seen Winston better.
Yeah,
Could it be 4 games with a bald head guy?
could be. Could be. That's what Arians has always taken.
Is he that good, Al?
For quarterbacks, he is.
Roethlisberger,
He always, everywhere he's
Manning.
been, Palmer.
Palmer.
Yeah, everywhere he's been with quarterbacks.
So we got to take our hats off.
And I do. That's
And
his strength.
let's put our hats off twice to him. All minority coordinators.
He
Did
gets
it on purpose.
He gets it. No, he gets it.
Payback.
Look at the NFL.
Yeah.
Look at the NFL.
Yeah.
You see a lot of us playing ball.
No, that's right. No.
Son, you know.
Give him credit,
and-
Al.
Yeah, it's true. That's a
Hey,
truth.
Fitz move into second.
Isn't that something?
The GOAT.
You talk about the ultimate
Yep.
Number one guy in
Ever.
the NFL.
Ever.
I'm not talking about the best guy.
And what hurts, how about the GOAT, who is the GOAT? Jerry Rice called him the GOAT, and Fitz said that's easy for him because he is the GOAT. But he's so humble.
No, it's just he gets it. No one has done a better job of raising a kid than
His father, his
mother.
mother died.
Yes, his mother died young.
He's a newspaper writer in Minnesota or
Yes,
something.
he is.
Evidently. And he hung around the team, Chris Carter and all the guys.
Everything about him is about somebody else. He is never, ever. And he's second all time. And you would never know. Because all he does, he goes to Africa every year and takes care of somebody.
Yeah.
Then next year he goes.
Buys some nets from
He goes whatever he does.
Yeah,
Yes.
NCAA football, the big boys cruise. Ohio State's my most impressive team.
They're playing great. And I told George this is the week they're going to look out. I've told them already. They're living on their laurels and they're playing somebody's going to punch them. Everybody else is back down. This one's not back down time. Okay. I expect 3 personal fouls in the first quarter alone.
Okay.
They're going to say, okay, let's run through it.
We're not good on offense, but we're here all night on defense.
Yeah, they're all night.
Okay.
That's what I think.
See, I have so little faith in their offense.
I just think that.
What's Ohio State have to score to beat them?
24.
That's what I thought. So
yeah.
Okay.
No. Ohio State will score some points, but they're going to get beat up.
Okay.
And it's not 5 points. It's 20.
Oh, I know.
It's not.
I know.
Jeez, oh man.
Oklahoma's same way. Big points. They and Bama.
I don't know what to do
Oklahoma
with
never
them.
did play defense. Bama turned into a spread team, and they don't guard either.
It's hard. It's real hard when you're playing that fast. I told you it's hard. You have to give up points.
Okay.
How could you not? When Alabama's scoring a touchdown about every minute and a half, and your defense out there again, I don't care how much depth they have. They got to be tired.
Hey, Al, I'm looking at that. I would have to say it's obvious because it's happening. Clemson really struggled. You know, if you want to look at something, look at the quarterback's stats. They're not there.
No, he hasn't had a good year at all. I don't know what the reason is. I'm not looking at the film. But I know that last year Clemson struggled with A&M, struggled with Syracuse. Mm-hmm. So don't think that don't write them off just because they struggled
when
with
they
the
give
game.
Etienne the ball, just hold your breath.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Auburn's looking real good.
You know who's looking better than Auburn now?
Who?
Oregon.
Coming back?
Oregon kicked Auburn's behind. I've watched that one.
I know.
Now Auburn won.
Yeah.
Oregon might be the team that no one knows. Yeah. They have to be loaded.
Yeah.
Because they beat the crap out of
Keep an eye on
Auburn.
him. You know, Stanford is falling apart without the quarterback. Nebraska. Man, I was waiting for that because I'm not a fan. No. This guy's been handed all these platitudes for nothing. Mm-hmm. He's won nothing. Everyone wins at Central Florida. They're the exact same Central Florida as before he left.
Exactly.
And he's done nothing at Nebraska.
Yeah, until he wins some games and maybe put some subword.
Just don't fall all over.
Yeah, they are. They fall over.
Just they do Matty Ice down there at Atlanta Falcons.
They do the same thing, exactly.
I saw a thing today. Has anyone stolen more money than Bill O'Brien at Houston? He's an offensive genius, and the team doesn't play a bit of offense.
Well, you know why? You know what I'm going to say to you, don't you? Because he was with Belichick. They automatically think that if you coach for Belichick.
But what hurts is his team's good on defense.
Yeah, they're real good on defense.
And then the Gruden brothers. That one Gruden's not going to make next week.
I don't think so either.
What was he thinking yesterday? If you're going to take the kid out, give him a week of practice.
Yeah, you have
Kid never took any snaps.
Yeah, you have to. You got to get
that's
not fair to him.
NCAA hoops. Who's next? Louisville, Georgia Tech. Why'd you bother Georgia Tech? You stink anyway.
Yes. If you're going to cheat, you might as well win.
Cheat, good. Blash retires 60 years of Pittsburgh. Seemed like I never heard one bad word.
No, and that's what he's famous for. There's nothing better than that legacy. Not only a great pitcher, but more importantly, an ambassador for what you do.
All right. Head-to-head on the Bills quarterback. Why doesn't somebody take Brady out?
Because their offensive line's so darn good, and he won't run it. You understand? If he sees somebody coming, he falls down.
He turtles
he does. He goes right down.
30 seconds. The Antonio Brown story of the week. He put a thing on Twitter the other day. He said, I have a paper due, D-O, and I need a proofreader, P-R-O-F. He sure does.
Yeah, isn't it the truth? And he has $60 million in the bank.
Yeah.
That's all you got to know.
You heard it here. Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. See you next week.